It's that time again where I take a little bit of a break from the analysis and give you guys some more quick fire tips and tricks I've seen pro players using throughout the many games they play in the year. And the first thing is going to playing this B site on train. Maybe you're playing this player watching upper, or maybe you're just playing retake as the CT solo. There's a couple of molotovs you can do if the T side does decide to come down that low ramp that are going to stop the plant. The first one, you're going to find yourself basically just off to the edge of this coil. Just aim in the middle of this box here and just let that one fly. And that's going to be a great molotov for stopping the plant. Obviously delaying for that 7 or 8 seconds, your teammates can rotate in. Stops how aggressive the T's can be. They have to worry about potentially getting that bomb down. Maybe you're not up at coils though. So another good alternative, which is great if maybe you're holding this angle with the AWP watching upper, is just quickly jiggle your head up this ladder and just aim off to the left here slightly and then in the middle of the window. So it's going to look a little bit like that one there. So it's going to land in pretty much the exact same spot and achieve the exact same thing. Just be aware with that one that they can potentially see you if they're out there watching this, but of course they've got to worry about these angles as well. So it is possible, so try and make it as quick as possible if you're throwing that particular molotov. But these are two great ones, particularly if you're playing retake on that B site. Moving on to the second of our 7 maps of Inferno, we all love to go for this peak with the AWP nice and early into a round, but obviously often the T side likes to molly this off. So a great supportive util set you can get from your teammate is going to be one involving this smoke here. So you're going to throw the molly, you're going to throw that smoke in the middle of the antenna like you saw me do. What it's going to do is land, put out the smoke, and allow you to peek at the back here still without the molotov affecting you. The great thing about this smoke as well is as the AWPer, you can also actually run straight through it and peek close. So it becomes a lot harder for the T side to know where to preamp. Are they going to find you coming out here, or they can also find you peek here, which you can see looks a little bit deceptive with the smoke up if you don't know exactly what's going on. And then if you are this supportive teammate, obviously you throw your smoke and then you can also just let some flashes go behind your teammate. And you see they're going to be great supportive flashes for anyone potentially running up banana. They're going to be blind by those, while it obviously doesn't affect your teammates. Now the other thing about this smoke which is good is on the rare occasion they don't molotov, it actually does the exact same effect. Is it still lands like you'd see here, but again it's still out so that you can peek out to this side here, and you can see it's quite obvious you can peek in front of the wall, so it's hard to know exactly where you're going to peek, which is a bit of an upgrade. I remember Device used to throw one where it bounced off this wall here and it would actually put out the molly and the smoke would end up like this, but obviously it becomes obvious then, alright, the AWPer is going to peek close, whereas this smoke is just that little bit better because you can peek both behind the car and also in front, which as I said makes it very hard for the T side to know where to pre-aim. Now, as well as that little trick with the AWP, it's not something that a lot of you probably know if you're on Reddit, but it's going to be what I call the Unleash spam. You can see I've been testing it out a little bit, but it's going to be basically where this grey bit ends on the corner of this wall, just on that wood there, just let that spam comes through. You can see that comes through up to here. Does about a range between 14 and 19 points of health. And you can see, depending on where you are at your jump up into balcony, that is going to be quite good onto your headshot level. You can aim up and down depending on how close you think they are. Obviously, you can spam right back. If CT is trying this and you think they're being a bit annoying, give them a spam back. You can probably hit them on the pallet as well. So that's a couple of little things for you on Inferno. We're going to keep Overpass relatively short. Most of you know the smokes from here if you want to exec on towards the site. That's going to be a dumpster smoke there. But one thing you can really add to it is a molotov on towards the site. So you can throw your smoke, run up here onto this side of the divider, find this little line here that you can see on the other section on the right hand side of it, just do a jump throw. That's going to be a great molotov behind this very powerful default box, basically clearing out that whole position from any CT presence. Alternatively, maybe you throw your smoke, you can then actually jump up on this left hand side here if you really want a molotov off truck, and you can just find this leaf here, just aim slightly above it and basically anywhere in this area here. So it's going to look a little bit like that, and again it's going to be a jump through, and you can see that's going to pop out of here and clear out this truck position. Be aware it doesn't always get this corner, so you might still want to check that. So two great molotovs you can add to your A executes. Vertigo is constantly getting updated, and obviously they added this long hole area, or this L area towards the A side of the map. And the last thing you want is the T side is for CT to get his AWPer on this angle here and basically control the entirety of this side of the map. There's a couple of ways you can deal with this early on to stop him getting onto that angle and allow your pressure towards this area of the map to be a little bit more efficient. The most simple way is the timing out of spawn is you actually just straight beat him, so you can just aim a molotov at that area there. So he's going to come around the corner, basically just put a molotov right there, and that's going to stop him peeking early on. That's the simplest way to do it. Practice that molotov. It's actually a little bit more difficult than it looks if you're coming fast out of spawn, because obviously the timing matters. Or alternatively, what we've seen teams doing is smoking this straight away. So the way I like to do it is you just find this nice thicker part of the crane there, just aim where the left bit meets the top of the building. You're going to do a jump throw, and again that's going to land in pretty much the same spot that molotov did and cut off any peak early on from the CT side. Now, once you have control as the T side coming up this A ramp area, a very strong spot is obviously now you want control of this whole area. And obviously an angle like this is going to be difficult to deal with, or even if you don't want to fight that, a great molotov just to clear it out is find where the wood meets the concrete. And again, you're just going to find basically this bolt here. Anywhere in this area here is going to be fine. And that's just going to be another jump through. Jump through binds are relatively easy. If you don't have one, make sure you look it up and Google it. So it's going to force anyone off this angle here and force the CT back away towards the site, allowing you to take control of this. Or unless the CT wants to get really aggressive and push up past the molotov, but then you can just punish him. So that's a great way to take this A ramp control, which is pretty much the most important thing on this new version of Vertigo. Or in fact, any Vertigo version that's been in the past as well. Now, everyone's seen this smoke, which Astralis made very famous quite a while ago when they were still playing Mirage. Basically, to take top mid, you walk forward, there's many tutorials on it, and it lands a little bit like that. I threw a pretty poor one that time, but some people really don't like the moving jump throws. And I understand this, maybe it's a little bit difficult, you don't like that kind of thing. Well, an easier version some teams have been using that's also a little bit faster is you just come out of spawn, find yourself on this corner here, and you're going to find this white little marking there, where basically you can see the lighter blue becomes darker. It's the first marking there. And basically, if you just aim off the left of this a little bit like that, and do a jump throw like I've lined up coming out of spawn, it's going to actually achieve a similar result. So you can see it's going to bounce along here, pretty much land in a very similar spot to the other one. You can't get it quite as perfect as you can the other one, but often what teams will do is they'll have their player that jumps out window, he just mollies behind it like that, and basically the T side can't come out anyway, and you still achieve the same results. That's a nice little simpler alternative if you really do not like moving and doing your jump throw at the exact same time. Now, similar to everyone knowing the top mid smoke on Mirage, everyone knows that on Nuke you throw the two smokes here, create the wall, and try and cross down towards secret. But one thing, obviously if you want to go fast, that CTs will do, is they'll run out of spawn, and they'll put a molotov in this area here, depending on how you throw your smoke, and really stuff up you throwing this close smoke. So what some teams have been doing to combat this is if they want to go fast down towards that secret areas, they get one player to come over into this area, just throw a molotov a little bit like this one here, that actually lands as part of the wall. And what they'll do is they'll line up their close smoke something like this here. So they'll get themselves into this corner. This one's quite simple, and you're going to find this area here in between the middle of that big silo area, and all the North Americans call it Twinkie. So your teammate throws the molotov down, you then release the smoke, and what this is going to do is it's going to land perfectly on top of the molotov, create your smoke wall, and then you can throw your other smoke that doesn't normally get interrupted by the mollies. And you can see it's going to create the smoke wall as you want, and your players can cross down here secret, or down towards secret quickly, or of course you can also fake it. So you're using one extra molotov, but you are guaranteeing that fast wall actually lands and isn't disrupted by the CT sites. It's a nice little alternative. I know it's a little bit team-based, but obviously Nuke is quite difficult as a pug because not everyone knows these smoke walls, and without those smoke walls, the map does become quite difficult. So if you're playing on a team, this is probably quite an alternative that you can throw into your team's book of strategies. And if you've been keeping track, the last map is Dust 2, a map that's been played so much it's hard for me to come up with something unique for you guys that hasn't been done by everyone else, and it's also competitively useful if you are trying to win those games, which I presume most of you will be trying to do. Now, clearing out car, you might suspect an AWP is there or a player's there, and you don't want to peek it because obviously that gives them an opportunity to kill you, is you can throw this molotov if you get yourself on top of the barrel. So you're going to find yourself on the barrel in this corner here. You're going to find this door. This little latch on it, just aim off to the right of it like you see me here. Get your smoke. What a smoke, you want a molotov is what you want. You're going to do a jump throw with your molotov, and what this is going to do is it's going to clear out this close corner and this back area. And obviously the player can still crouch back here and hide behind the car here, but obviously he's a lot more susceptible to flashbangs here. And also if he's sitting there, as you can see I've done a little bit of already, is you can just come out and give this a little bit of a spam, or as I said, he's not going to be dodging any flashes there. It's going to be quite difficult. So just flash over, give this a spam, and then peek him if he's maybe playing that back angle, and then you can hold, and he can't get back to that much more powerful corner, which, yes, as I showed, you can molly it off, but also you can hold this angle, and you are dodging flashes, and you can potentially get out of here. So that's a great little molotov there. And then one thing which I'm surprised most players don't know about, or a lot of you probably do, is if you're playing CT, rather than coming all the way up here to try and smoke off the door if you're this pit player, all you have to do is just get this open window here to the left of pillar, just aim up above it and throw. And that's going to bounce off perfectly in towards this long door, let you throw your smoke without potentially having to expose yourself if someone is working out. And just a little extra safety thing you can do on Dust 2. But that's it for the video, guys. So make sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy, and I'll catch you all in the next one.